It's that time of year again. Yes, time to take a look at all the new NHL team logos, uniforms, and more as we head into the 2024-25 season. From retro revivals to a new on-ice jersey provider, and by golly, we even got ourselves a whole new team. So let's go on then and get it started. And we'll do so with what's undoubtedly the most exciting change we'll see this season, the Anaheim Ducks of Anaheim. The Ducks are filling us up with that wonderful thing called nostalgia, as they mix together their original Mighty Ducks look with their newer orange color scheme. The change everyone's all in on is the return of the Wild Wing goalie mask logo, updated with a new orange eye for an added sense of aggression and sharper lines throughout the design. The triangle and crossed sticks from the original logo have also returned with some modernization, such as a change in the color to gold for the triangle and updated tape details on the stick blades. The Ducks D logo from 2006 is sticking around too, but has been cleaned up with a more condensed look and the removal of extra lines. This will be worn on the shoulders of the new uniforms. Speaking of the new uniforms, the Ducks are doubling down on the whole representing Orange County thing, with the color now taking the lead as the primary color across the entire set. The home uniform features orange jerseys, orange helmets, orange pants, and orange socks, with black, white, and gold striping on the sleeves, waist, and socks. The road uniform mirrors the design but swaps in white as the base color, while orange replaces black throughout the striping. The pants with the road set are orange, but the helmets are white. The Ducks introduced a new typeface for player numbers, inspired by historic marketing materials used by the region's citrus industry, as well as some of the local Art Deco architecture. If you compare the original Mighty Ducks look with the new one, it's clear the differences go beyond the colors. Of course, the dark purple, jade, and gray are gone in favor of orange, black, and gold, but looking closer at the logos, you can see some of the subtle differences as part of the modernization process. The updated version uses sharper, bolder lines with added depth, giving the new design a sleeker feel overall, while still paying tribute to the franchise's history. Hey, who here remembers the Arizona Coyotes? Well, they and their epic Kachina-style logo are sadly gone. But filling their place with a whole new team with the exact same roster is the Utah Hockey Club, who are going to be playing at Salt Lake City's Delta Center, home of the NBA's Jazz. Yes, Utah Hockey Club is their name. And yes, the plan is to probably roll out a new name after the season. The new team quickly developed a new set of uniforms featuring the colors of rock black, salt white, and mountain blue over the summer, with a circular primary logo featuring Utah in black, Hockey Club above and below in white, all set within a mountain blue circle. A second primary logo features Utah in a horizontal layout within a blue rectangle, black stripes above and below. Two alternate logos have also been released, one showcasing the state of Utah in black with Utah on top in blue, while the other is a simple Utah wordmark above a blue and black line. The home jersey is rock black, with Utah laid out in white diagonal letters across the chest New York Rangers style, with mountain blue trim. The sleeves feature a blue-white-blue striping pattern, while the waist features two horizontal stripes, one blue, one white. In contrast, the road jersey features Utah in black across a white base. The striping on the road jersey differs from the home, with a thick black stripe at the waist and sleeves, accompanied by a blue stripe directly below, giving the team a non-uniform look between their home and away games. Both jerseys also feature Utah HC's special inaugural season patch on not just one, but both shoulders. On the helmets, you'll see the alternate state of Utah logo in black and blue on the sides. Yes, Utah had a tight timeline between getting their NHL team and the start of the season, but it's worth noting that other relocated teams have developed full identities in far less time, and also in the pre-digital age, so I'm not sure what happened here. As for the name, the club has announced 6 finalists that are currently under consideration. Those are the Blizzard, the Mammoth, the Outlaws, the Venom, the Yeti, and, continuing to stick with the name, Utah Hockey Club. Heading to the US Capitol, the Washington Capitals are celebrating their 50th anniversary this season. Their expansion cousins in Kansas City are not. But with the Caps' 50th celebrations come a series of uniform and logo updates. The biggest is the return of the Screaming Eagle logo for 6 home games. The uniform, which many fans will recognize as their reverse retro 2.0 look, is originally based on the late 1990s design that the Capitals wore during their first ever trip to the Stanley Cup Final. The jersey features the team's Screaming Eagle logo in bronze, black, and white on a black jersey. The sash-like striping pattern from the original design also returns, along with the U.S. Capitol building secondary logo on the shoulder. The Capitals will wear this jersey for 6 home games, starting on November 6th against the Predators and ending on April 13th against Columbus, and then they'll be done with it. It's gone. The Capitals will also wear a commemorative 50th anniversary patch on all of their uniforms. Designed by Fan Brands, the design takes inspiration from the team's original 1974 logo, specifically the lowercase Capitals wordmark, red and blue stars, and a descending hockey stick with a puck. In addition to being worn on the jerseys, this anniversary logo will also appear at center ice throughout the season. Washington also announced a new jersey advertiser. They'll be adding a black TikTok logo to the upper right corner of their road white jerseys. In Chicago, the Blackhawks will wear a new ad for Circus Sports on their home jerseys this season, but more excitingly, they'll also be embracing a blend of the old and the new with their throwback-style uniform for the 2025 Winter Classic, which will be played at Wrigley Field against the St. Louis Blues. We got our first look at the yet-to-be officially released jersey following a leak over the summer, and while it's a totally new design for the Blackhawks, it certainly draws inspiration from some elements of the team's historic uniforms. The red jersey features the Blackhawks' primary logo placed within a roundel on the chest with the team name and 4 red, 6-pointed Chicago stars surrounding it. This new crest is placed on 5 bold horizontal stripes in beige and black, certainly inspired by the various multi-stripe uniforms the team has worn throughout their history. Sticking with the Winter Classic, the logo for the game draws inspiration from the red marquee of Wrigley Field and is also adorned with the familiar bricks and ivy that makes up the outfield wall there, 2 features quite possibly as famous as the stadium itself. It's worth noting that the logo omits any mention of the year, which is probably because this year's game will actually be played in 2024 rather than 2025. The league has scheduled the game to be played on New Year's Eve rather than New Year's Day. Shifting to the southeast, the Tampa Bay Lightning have launched a new initiative called Patch with a Purpose, featuring a jersey patch to support local nonprofits. For home games, the Lightning will wear the Tampa YMCA logo in white on their blue home and black third jerseys, while on the road, their white jerseys will feature the Advent Health logo in blue. These patches will also be included on all Fanatics jerseys sold at Lightning retail stores. This marks the first ever purpose-driven jersey patch in the NHL, a concept designed to provide significant visibility to local community programs during regional and national TV broadcasts. Over in Boston, the Bruins are scrapping all the changes they made for last season, a 1-year-only commemoration of their 100th anniversary. They'll be hitting the ice this year in their black and yellow home and road uniforms, which we last saw during the 22-23 season. However, their third jersey will not be making a return. But if I were you, I'd be keeping an eye on December 1st. That is the 100th anniversary to the day of the Bruins' first ever game. Feels like the Bruins would probably wear something special to mark the occasion. And I'm sure it's no coincidence that the Bruins are hosting Montreal that day, as they also played a team from Montreal for the first game way back in 1924. Flying back to California, we check in on the Los Angeles Kings, who are bringing back a classic look for the new season by unveiling both a new logo and a set of modernized uniforms paying tribute to their early 1990s design. Starting with that new logo, it's a refreshed version of the Gretzky era or bow tie logo, which some of you insist on referring to as the Chevrolet logo. While the overall structure is familiar, there are several updates to this logo. The Los Angeles and Kings word marks use a new typeface inspired by vintage Kings branding, and the crown, the bottom, has been replaced with a more streamlined version of that 1967 original expansion season sweater crest. As for the new uniforms, the black, white, and silver are carried over with both the home and road uniforms, featuring quite large, prominent stripes. At home, the black jerseys have broad white and silver striping around the waist and sleeves, while the road whites have black and silver stripes, giving the Kings uniform consistency that they've been missing since 2011. The player numbers have also been moved from the stripes up to a higher position near the shoulders, which marks another change from that original Gretzky-era design. One of the most eye-catching updates is the use of sparkling silver accents on the striping, the crest, and the player numbers, similar to the Vegas Golden Knights' gold uniforms. We'll also see the home jerseys paired with a new matte black helmet, which is a first for any NHL team to use full-time. The Kings also introduced a new road uniform jersey advertiser. The Columbus Blue Jackets have announced plans to honor the memories of brothers Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau, who sadly passed away during the offseason. The team will wear a special helmet sticker throughout the season, featuring the name Goudreau, with 2 doves, the numbers 13 and 21, symbolizing Johnny's number with the Blue Jackets and Matthew's number from his time at Boston College. Starting with their first regular season game on October 10th, the Blue Jackets will wear a jersey patch featuring Johnny's number 13, with all fans attending the home opener on the 15th receiving a matching patch to take home. In March, the Blue Jackets will host the 2025 Stadium Series game against the Detroit Red Wings at Ohio Stadium. While no uniform details have been revealed yet, the Stadium Series traditionally features modern, unorthodox designs that push the boundaries of NHL jersey aesthetics, and we expect to see more of the same from what Columbus and Detroit will wear in this year's game. The logo for the 2025 Stadium Series draws heavily on the Blue Jackets color scheme of navy blue, red, gray, and white, while also incorporating nods to Ohio State University, including a reference to "the" from the university's name, and the horseshoe-style shape of Ohio Stadium around the outside of the logo. The top of the stadium scoreboard is also subtly featured at the top of the design. This will be the first time the Blue Jackets have ever played in an outdoor game, while it marks the 5th for the Detroit Red Wings. In Alberta, both the Edmonton Oilers and Calgary Flames have announced that they'll wear an advertisement for Play Alberta on their home jerseys this season. The Play Alberta logo is a stylized star design with the company name below, a government-run iGaming company, which uses its revenues to fund Alberta's General Revenue Fund. The Ottawa Senators have announced that their road white jerseys will feature a new advertisement from Kalian. The logo includes a black word mark and a bright blue stripe on the upper right corner of their road uniforms. The first time blue will be featured on a Senators uniform. And finally, let's close things out with a look at those new on-ice jerseys from Fanatics, who have taken over from Adidas as the official on-ice uniform provider for the NHL this season under a new 10-year contract. The new jerseys will continue to be produced by SP Apparel in Quebec and will maintain the same overall look and feel that fans and players are familiar with, but with a few subtle changes. The most noticeable of which is the new shoulder fabric, which no longer has that dimpled texture that was used by Adidas. The NHL shield on the collar has also been upgraded with a new hologram-style finish, and of course, Fanatics logo replaces the Adidas mark on the back of each jersey. Inside the jerseys, they've added an extra layer of fabric on the lower sleeve to reduce wear and tear caused by friction with the boards during gameplay. All the intricate crest details, such as the Blackhawks' famous chain stitching, remain intact. Fanatics says that fan feedback was a huge part of the design process, and that they also consulted with players visiting all 32 teams to gather their input. They also released a new line of souvenir jerseys at retail, now available in 4 tiers: the Authentic Pro, Premium, Breakaway, and Practice. The Authentic Pro is available for $425 US, but is the exact same jersey that is worn on the ice by the players. Whereas the Premium version, which is the one I'd probably opt for, costs quite a bit less at $180 US, while still offering a similar jersey without the equipment-ready fit. The Breakaway jersey, priced at $135, is missing a lot of what makes a jersey great, in just my opinion, but might be fine for some of the less picky fans out there. And finally, the Practice jersey returns to the store shelf after over a decade away and is available at $120. And that's all! If I didn't mention your team, it's because I didn't change anything. So tell me, which of these teams had your favorite update? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out SportsLogos.Net for all your sports logo and uniform news and updates.